Greetings, family. I promised you a video today because I don't want to do a conference call tomorrow. It is the 15th of July, 2018. I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ, and I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that our call tonight is successful. Amen. Well, the very first thing I want to do is explain to you that Walking Stick and I wish to say the following. The game has changed. If you want a title for tonight's call, that's it. The game has changed. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, you see, in our opinion, and this whole call is strictly in my opinion, okay? Information is being leaked, too much of it, about our study. And we don't give dates, we don't give rates, we give the progress of the progression of the monetary reform, of the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. But I believe that we are now at a point where, and this phone is ringing constantly, so allow me just to turn it off. Everybody wants to know about our call tonight. I believe that we're at a position where information is coming out of Iraq, not from our conference calls. Walking Stick and I and our teams only give you information once it is in print, and you know that. But a lot of information is coming out through internal sources in Iraq. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of leaks. You see, whereas only a handful should be talking about this or doing this, in my opinion, a lot of others are getting involved now for whatever reasons. They might be political, they might be financial, they might be for favoritism, whatever. Walking Stick and I don't want to be a part of that type of discussion right now. We told you, at least Walking Stick told me to tell you, he said to me, Frank, soon, what I share with you, you will not be able any longer to share, to talk, or to discuss anymore. The monetary reform, the reinstatement of the IQD, is pressed up against the wall. Everything, in my opinion, on this reform is on a very fast track right now. There are no delays. Whereas some of you may find delays, we don't have that evidence. It's on a fast track. No delays. And that is the reason or the reasons why there is little to nothing to say about the reinstatement any longer. By the way, as of now, it's unlikely that any one source will be given a heads up on the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar beyond what we call the Fantastic Four, the IMF, the World Bank, the United States Treasury, and President Trump. In my opinion, no one knows except for them the date or the rate, nor should anyone else know about it, unless they are directly involved with the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. And Walking Stick and I wish to express that sharing any deeper details of the reinstatement would simply be unwise right now. Not because we are ridiculed or because we are made fun of, but because we would be answering questions that should not be asked right now. We're there, in my opinion. And that's suffice with me and my teams. We told you that there would come a time where we would no longer discuss nor share any more information. In my opinion, this is that moment in time. Now, your next question is, well, is it going to happen next week? Is it going to happen this month? Again, I don't know. And again, I offer from this point onward no comment to those type of questions. It's getting to the point, it is at the point, now listen carefully to these words, where, in my opinion, even throwing out an opinion is just not wise. Too fine a point on a stick draws too much attention. It's best to leave it alone as of now. I've had long talks with Walking Stick on what we should do with our study. And this is what he's recommended to me. And that's why there will be no conference call next tomorrow. There will be no Friday Teen Chat this next week. There will be no Monday night conference call the following week. There will be no Teen Chat the following week after that. I won't return until the 27th, which is a Friday Teen Chat, by the way. I won't be back until the 27th of July on a Friday Teen Chat. Now, if necessary, if something should happen, well, sure, I will release a video to keep us, up to date during the time that I will be absent. Although, ironically enough, many of you assumed, which is a bad habit that we have as human beings, that I'm going away, that I'm leaving or whatever. You'll see me every day. I'll still be posting. And if something should happen, yes, we will do a video to talk about it. Now, these next 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, are pages that, in all honesty, I can't talk to you about. I don't want to talk to you about. Instead, let me just cover some other little odds and ends. In my opinion, we wish to encourage Abadi and Sadr to sit their official new government and Abadi as the prime minister of the newly elected government to expedite many things as soon as possible, and the RI being one of them. It's that simple. I believe, in my opinion, Iraq could have never pulled off the reinstatement with Maliki and his backing that controlled the GOI and the CBI for many years. Nor, in my opinion, would Iraq and the Fantastic Four combined together, Iraq and the Fantastic Four, they would not have allowed Maliki and his bad people to profit from the new 2003 IQD that the IMF commissioned De La Rue to print. Not going to happen this time around with the reinstatement that is at its cusp. So many things are occurring. For example, leaks. We'll cover that a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. You know those demonstrations that are going on right now in Barca? For those of you that called me and were panicking, oh, it's the end of the world. Look, they're fighting. Oh, it's another mess. And no. The citizens of Iraq are not, I repeat, they are not protesting against Abadi or Sadr or the government of Iraq. They are protesting against Maliki and the corruption that he represents and the Iranian influence and the lack of jobs because of that. Isn't that interesting? It's the blossoming. It's the coming together of a country that no longer looks at its politicians, its political leaders, as the enemy. It looks at them as their friend. Abadi, Sadari, we voted for you, right? And you're going to put Abadi in? Good. Listen, guys, can you get rid of the corruption in the government? We're doing that. Good. Iran knows that they're being picked on by the citizens and the political structure of Iraq. So Iran takes advantage of a no government seated right now by paying a bunch of jerks to go to Basra and pretend that they're protesting against Abadi. They're not, and you know that, don't you? Maliki's media is not going to work this time. And as much as Maliki and Iran are taking advantage of a non-government seated right now with these demonstrations, adding fire and lies to it, I believe, in all honesty, we're soon to see a seated government. In fact, in my opinion, like I just told you, we encourage Abadi to please sit your government as soon as you can, sir. Because once you sit officially, you'll be able to do a lot of things. And the leakage of that information that they're about to do, on the cusp of doing, we don't want to talk about it. Now remember, Iraq still has a seated government, and Abadi is the prime minister of it. So if you ask me, when will they sit the parliament? In my opinion, the smooth transaction from the existing government to the new government will still have the same effects. The same prime minister, Abadi, and the same results. A newly seated government of Iraq with less Maliki and Iran general corruptions, with a suitable environment to reinstate their currency. Does that make sense? In other words, the reinstatement continues. And in my opinion, with Maliki and his people gone soon, the reinstatement sees a suitable environment as Abadi and the CPI requested. And so did Dr. Shabibi. This Iranian influence is disappearing. And it's a combination of not just the newly seated government, but with the citizens as well, too. The Iranian generals are losing their ability to protect Maliki and his goons. Also, in my opinion, I want to see the new parliament, because then Maliki is no longer one of the VPs, which means he is no longer protected under political immunity. His behind is busted. And arrest warrants will come to him. Arrest warrants await him once his political immunity is dissolved. Now, take note, keep in mind, Maliki will fight like a wounded animal, along with his fake media, to the very end. If you see that they give him a partial parliamentary seat to do something, it's only to keep the peace, to keep the suitable environment for the reinstatement intact. I can deal with that. But know this. In my opinion, Maliki's power is gone. no longer influential, no longer capable of using fear tactics to steal the finances of Iraq and their citizens, and supports its sugar daddy, Iran. Indeed, the second article is coming out. It is coming out. And most of you understand this. And as much as I want to tell you more about it, because we did, we went further and told you about the billboards. We told you about the electronic billboards outside. We told you about the demonstration boards that will be inside the banks. We told you a lot. But I don't want to talk no more. Because regardless of what I bring to you, there will always be doubt. And I can respect that. Today, I had doubt thrown right in my face in my own form, not by 100, but by one that led one or two in the same direction. Questioning, well, Frank, this man that you brought, this Lieutenant Colonel last Monday, the things that he said didn't come true. The things that he said are not the things that you accuse him of. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to say something so blatant. I'm not going to allow somebody else to say it. How many times did I say last Monday, family, this is all in our opinion? 17 times. How many times did that Lieutenant Colonel tell you, well, we're not sure if Donald Trump is going to be there, but if he does go, it might be on such and such, maybe Friday, maybe Sunday. But no, you turn it around and you twist it and you say, well, he said he would be there. Look, he's not there. The man is a liar. A mirror calls a mirror a liar. Not the man that stands in front of the mirror. So, I take my toys and go home? Maybe. I just don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to bring people no more. I don't want to bring you ideas. I don't want to bring you thoughts anymore. I want to bring you things that will help you. But it seems like no matter what I bring about our study, in my opinion, there's always that one. But ironically enough, for that one, God would leave 99 to help that one. And I've tried to walk in those footsteps, but my feet are not big enough. So I don't want to talk no more. I'll see you on the 27th. I'll try to keep bringing you things that will be important. Let me give you an example. Hey, Tink, would you go get the speakers, the little one, so I can connect it so that they can hear? In the meantime, let me tell you what I'm going to do. I want to show you an example of things that would help you. Because I don't know how many times I've told you, family, do not let go of your dinars. Do not let go of your dinars. Take good care of your dinars. Hey, oh, Frank, tell me about the 1-800 number. Tell me about the 1-800 number. What do you mean 800? That's guru garbage.
Yes, sir.
Dallas, are you there? Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir. I'm here, Frank. How you doing, sir?
Hold on, let me put you on the speaker. Alrighty, sir. Go ahead and talk.
How you doing, Frank? Really just want to, touch base, obviously share with you what I've heard. there's a lot of shenanigans, so to speak, that's going on out there. A lot of bad people. I have a cousin that I talk to daily. He's got a gentleman. We're all obviously invested, and my cousin had called me on Wednesday. This was this past Wednesday. Said that his buddy, I'll just call him Jim, exchanged at $1.45. I'm like, well, how did he do that? And so he proceeded to tell me that he got a call. Apparently, he is part of a group. We've all heard of these groups out there on the internet. Anyway, this group had called him, said that he could fly out to Vegas and exchange. So what he did is he obviously paid for a flight out there, paid $200 for a room, met these people at the hotel. He took his currency with him. He said that he could exchange up to 1 million dinar. So he only decided to take 100,000. I went in there, met with the people, got a cashier's check from a credit union for 145,000. Flew home, met with my cousin, showed him the check. So he was pretty sick about it, my cousin. So he texted me, but come to find out, the check was bogus. And talking to my cousin a few days later, his buddy also went and exchanged 5 million dinar. And of course, his check was bogus as well. So basically, you have some thieves out there in Reno, Vegas, just want to warn the family, don't give up your dinar till you see it on the CBI, the bank change.
That's amazing. One person lost 100,000 dinars and another one lost 5 million dinars because they were told to come to Vegas, that they would get such and such amount on the dinars, and they were ripped off. That's basically what happened, right?
Correct. Yes, sir. Like I said, I've heard these stories. I've read them on the internet. People fly to Vegas, people cashing out. And I always thought it was bogus, but when it happens to somebody that kind of too close to home, so to speak. I've talked to this gentleman on the phone before about our investment, but didn't know anybody that actually got ripped off. But there's a lot of bad people out there on the internet, a lot of bogus information, and really just wanted to let you know so you could warn the family. We got a lot of newbies.
Well, Dallas, Texas, I really thank you for sharing this story about your family. God bless them. I hope things work out. I highly encourage that he takes all that information that he has of this individual. I know the phone number doesn't probably work anymore. I know they can't trace them
correct.
Down. Yeah,
that is correct. He did try and call them, and of course the phone number nobody picked up.
But whatever it is possible, whatever data, all empirical data that they have, get a hold of the FBI and turn this over to them so that there's a track record, there's a paper trail, there's evidence. You never know. They may be able to help them out. But I thank you very much for sharing this with me. God bless you, Dallas, Texas, okay?
Yes, sir. God bless you. Thanks for having me on, sir.
You bet. Bye-bye now.
All right. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
That's sad, isn't it? And those are the things that I'm more worried about than anything else. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. Take care of your currency, your investment. Don't let it out of your sight. Don't give it to somebody else. Don't become greedy about it. The CBI will give you a rate and then you can go. Now, the reason I share that with you is because those are the things that I'm more concerned about now. The preparation of the direction that you need to go in. It's taken me 10 years to be in the position where I'm at right now, where I don't want to talk no more. I guess, thank God, it wasn't 40 years, was it? Our walk together, family, KTFA Kona, is different now. The Hawaiian volcano, that's flowing right now. When that rock flows, it gets hard very quick. The lava, it turns solidifies and turns into a rock. And the Hawaiians used to have a name for that freshly solidified lava. They would call it a'a rock. And the reason why is because there were many little sharp edges to it. And when you walk on it, everybody would go, rock. That's where I feel that we're walking on right now, on that thin ice. And our walk is different, without a doubt. I brought you that Lieutenant Colonel friend of mine because I thought it would be helpful. And one threw him right in my face, and so be it, today on our forum. But I'd like to see if I can find something here. It's going to take me a second here, well, maybe not too long. Here it is. We have a gentleman on our forum who kept quiet when he heard our last Monday conference call. And when he saw that there was one or two or three that did not believe what the colonel said, listen to what this gentleman on our forum by the name of Seabass had to say. For those doubting the soldier exchanging, my son is a Marine sergeant. He got home last July 2017, and I sold him some of my dinar. He is still in contact with some of his buds in Iraq. Yes, it's a fact. Soldiers have to turn in their dinars. And yes, it's a fact that they are exchanging and they are getting, as Ghost said. It's a fact. When I told him about Ghost, he just grinned. We've talked about this before. Ghost was, to me, confirmation. It was not new news. We will not confirm. You will not confirm from your seat. Only military can confirm this because they operate on a need-to-know basis. So this was interesting. It was nice. I brought you that Lieutenant Colonel because I wanted to encourage you. I did not want to deceive you and ask you to come to Las Vegas. In my opinion, we have taken you to the very doorstep of the reinstatement study. But as I told you once, I will not walk through that door with you. Instead, I will meet you on the other side. Do you remember I said that to you? I don't wish to stand next to an explosion, so I watch from a distance. But more than anything else, for the next 2 weeks, and Friday Team Chat last couple of days ago told you why. I don't wish to be in a position to answer questions that are soon to come out. Kona, KTFA Kona, I want you to be proud of our selection to be silent. In the next 2 weeks, somewhere, in my opinion, around the 18th, 19th, to about the 24th, 25th, we should have a seated government. At least, this is my hope and my dreams. So that when I come back on the 27th, well, we can talk some more. In the meantime, the former ambassador from the United States of America to Iraq, Christopher Hill, says, well, we told Maliki that, and we told him, quote, in advance, that he was to overthrow the Iraqi government and that he was excuse me, that he was not to overthrow, pardon me, that he was not to overthrow the Iraqi government. And we were trying to prevent him from any candidacy for a third term. That's from the ambassador, from the former ambassador from the United States of America. In response, Maliki throws a tantrum like a child, and he says, look, either we hand him a handful of dust or to build it. Nuri al-Maliki vows to burn Iraq unless the invitation to the promises to get him a share in the government, or he will ignite a civil war. This is a drowning man. This is a loser. He's turning to primitive instincts, war, stimulating the Iraqi Barca crowd with false people to say the opposite of what is truly going on. Yeah, we're at that point where they're sitting their government. Because it would be a wonderful, suitable environment for the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar, in my opinion. And Maliki is, in my opinion, Maliki is also part of the leaking that's going on because he's doing it on purpose, the jerk. So I don't want to be a part of it. Maliki's, he spits fire and he vows, I'm going to start a civil war if you don't get me in there. Maliki starts to burn oil fields. Does that sound familiar? The days of Saddam? I wonder, Obama, how proud are you now? Maliki demands manual recounting. Manual recounting. Yeah, whatever. Not going to happen. And we've been telling you, forget about the elections. Forget about the recounting. Forget it. Like we told you about Mosul in chapter 7. Many other things. Forget about it. Some do, some don't. Leaks are a problem. Leaks interfere with my teams wanting to talk to you. We came that close to another leak with the Prime Minister from the EU. What's her name? Theresa May. Now, I will admit, she didn't say the word gold back. She actually said that we are delivering a gold standard. A gold standard. Well, that would only be for asset backing, wouldn't it? Well, I guess. What's it in, man? Can you tell us? In financial services cooperation. Financial services. Oh, a level playing field with currency? Well, yeah, whatever. Because delivering a gold standard, Theresa May, and in your explanation that it's a financial service cooperation, well, to me that's just simply a gold-backed currency, and it would go very nicely with what you said. Are you trying to say something, man, that you should not? There are too many leaks. Hence why I took the video and we put it on our forum at the mark, at the 3 minute and 5 second mark. She comes out and she says these things. And this is the reason why I taught you about the USN and then said, leave it alone. I prepared you for this go back talk. I'm not being, again, bullheaded and saying, oh, she was talking about gold back currency. No, she's talking about delivering a gold standard. It can only be for currency. Oh, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. Iran is also doing everything possible to cut out their water. Remember I told you about that? If you cut the water, you cut the dams, you cut the electricity. I'm removing a lot of these little notes here that I have. I got no choice. So let me jump into another area very quickly. My friend, Lieutenant Colonel on Monday, suggested that maybe we would see Donald Trump talking with a body. Well, I went in there and I said, it's possible, because Baghdad is not a suitable environment. I guess you forgot about that part. One. It's not a suitable environment for Donald Trump to go to Baghdad. If anything, I think he would probably meet, a body would meet Donald Trump more so up in the, in the European area, in NATO. And then the following day, there's an article. Donald Trump comes out and he says, we have met with all the winners of the Iraqi election. Who were the winners? Was Sadr over there? Was Abadi over there? Yeah. Did he meet with Donald Trump? Nobody knows. But Donald Trump leaks and he says that he met with the winners of the election. Okay. So, in the meantime, in my opinion, I'd like to tell you that I believe that maybe, in Baghdad, maybe Donald Trump sent Gerard to the Middle East, because Gerard was put in charge of the Middle East by President Donald Trump. You see, Gerard knows the Middle East very well. Gerard, yeah, the son-in-law for Donald Trump. The same guy that Donald Trump sent on the first day when he was elected. That evening, he sent Gerard and a team of American delegates over to Iraq, to Baghdad, to see how things are going. Family, in my opinion, Gerard is being trained like a Trump. You see, Trump holds family values. I know that he's being accused of some nasty things that he did, fine, but he still does everything internally within his family. Have you ever noticed that? He's a family businessman. One person cannot know everything, and a wise man like Donald Trump diversifies himself with his people to gather and to gain information and deals. Gerard, in my opinion, is better to go and see a body in Iraq than Donald Trump himself at this point. Iraq, I said, was too volatile right now, and I believe that maybe over the weekend Gerard was in Baghdad. Gerard is seen as a Trump, operating with the power and the permission of Donald Trump. Trump has delegated the Middle East to Gerard because Gerard has been working the whole Middle East and is accepted by the Middle East. Brilliant. Brilliant. where the Middle East didn't want anything to do with Obama, nor would they invite him to the Middle East, they opened their arms to Donald Trump. To see the highest of Trump go to the Middle East and Trump not request reports anymore is very good, in my opinion. Abadi is the prime minister now and today. Abadi should sit his government. Do you notice that theme in our call tonight? There's an article that came out that said that of the 6 regions, there's only 2 more regions that need to be completed. And maybe they'll be ready to sit their government this week. That would be great. And Donald Trump is doing some fascinating things that are applicable, in my opinion, to the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. Iran just recently confessed that their currency has been destroyed. The destruction of the Iranian rial. Okay, what about it? Well, their central bank concedes that it is a total economic failure. They can't hide it. Well, okay, but Donald Trump had a lot to do with it. But I'll tell you what, that currency can come right back if they play along. Donald Trump is also putting pressure on Russia to deal with Iran. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension in Iraq. And as a leader, I like tension because it's positive. The more tension that you apply to a rubber band, the farther the distance it travels. Abadi has been meeting all over the place in many distant lands and showing everyone he is the prime minister of Iraq. Tension can also be found in the citizens' faces, which is good right now. It's not as bad as your eyes read the media, because this tension is against Iran and Maliki, not the GOI and Abadi. It's not against Sadr. It's against corruption in the CBI and the GOI. It's not against the soon to be seated new GOI under Abadi's leadership. Tension also brings speed. Example, this Barca protesting. Did you see that Abadi got them over $3 billion at the snap of a finger, quickly? Way to go, Abadi. I wonder who helped you. $3 billion? For repairs, for jobs, for reconstruction, for the electricity, for water. Yeah. Tension allows Abadi to do what he did or is doing in Barca right now, which will then bring, in my opinion, the seating of a government that will then bring the ability to arrest the final corrupt and bring a suitable environment for a reinstatement of their currency. Because like I told you, and I hope you heard me, the powers to be are not going to let Maliki and Iran and his goons do to this currency that was printed in 2003 the same thing they did to the currency before that one. No, they will not. I didn't mean to be with you this long. I apologize. Real quickly, let me just go and look at some articles here that I would like to just The government stopped Facebook and Twitter. Really? Yep, and they brought in reinforcements by 30,000 troops to the south of Iraq. I don't know if you can see it, but okay. It's post number 40 in yesterday's thread. The government stopped Facebook and Twitter. Why? Because there's too many leaks. Oh. Fascinating, isn't it? Is Mr. Alak the best central bank governor in the Arab world? Post number 44, yesterday's thread. That's nice, isn't it? But what's really nice is what is in pink or red right there. I guess my wife is shaking her head saying, nope, can't see. Is Alak the best governor in the whole Arab world? I compare objectively between his achievements to manage the central bank and the achievements of that of Mr. Shabibi. Now, you all know what Shabibi wanted to do with the currency, right? And it's comparable to what Abadi's doing right now? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's great. That's just great. Steely Jan made a post today that really touched me. It was a quote by Warren Buffett, and it goes like this. Someone is sitting in shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. Leaks. And I'm not talking about the onions that make you cry. Leaks like the water faucet. It won't stop. Quote, post number 139, yesterday's thread. Quote, Baghdad Trade is saying, cutting off the internet in international roads because it's paralyzing the financial and the commercial sectors. Cutting off the internet. Okay. Cutting off Facebook. Okay. Cutting off Twitter. Okay. Shh. And I've decided to shut up too. And for those of you that criticize people that I bring in, like this Lieutenant Colonel from last week, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could do something to help you to believe. But if you don't want to believe, that's okay. That's okay. That's your right. But I don't think you're right when you criticize my friend in front of my face. So I want to go away. I don't want to talk. I just don't want to talk. These 4 pages right here are very, very, very important. So I called Walking Stick. Is there ring-a-ding-ding? Hello? Hey, Walking Stick, listen. I won't be back until the 27th unless something happens. But in between that time period, is there anything that we can do for the family? Please? And that's exactly what he did. And it wasn't until much later that we talked that evening. He said, in fact, I have it, I believe. I can give it to you exactly as he gave it to me. He says, okay. Oh, you can't see that? You can't see it. He says, okay. Tell you what. I may have something in the next day or two that can be shared. I will know more tonight after our meetings. I know that it's difficult, and I know that the things that I bring you are in my opinion, and you have to take it by faith. And I want so much to tell you about these 4 pages. I want so much more to tell you about our Lieutenant Colonel. I want so much more to tell you what that more than that there's a great possibility that this GOI is going to sit in that time frame that I gave you, but I don't want to go any further than that. So I suppose that this should be the end of our conference call. I find myself in a difficult spot with you, in a precarious position where I want to share more, but it's kind of hard to believe, and unless you experience it, unless you're part of it, it can go in one ear and out the other. Did you ever have a UFO experience? One day on June the 1st of 1990, me and my daughter, we were driving home, and my wife and my son were in the car in front of us. And as we went across this one light, they kept going forward, but right above us was this big ball of light at treetop. You know, you roll down the window, you look at it, and you're like, are you kidding me? You know, with the dome and the whole everything. My daughter screaming like crazy. We followed it. It communicated. It did. You know, the story is deep, but it's my story. And it doesn't matter how many times I would tell you about my UFO story. It would probably go in one ear and out the other, and you would say, yeah, right, whatever. So no matter what I say right now about our investment, it'll be hard to believe. So we end our conference call by telling you that the game has changed. And I believe that leaks are causing us to be quiet. And as far as those that doubt, 1 out of 100, that's okay. But those that disrespect 1 out of 100, that's not okay. We're going to get rid of you, and that's all there is to it. Our noses are pressed up against the wall of the reinstatement, in my opinion, and there's no room to the right or to the left. Anyways, I better stop. Y'all take care of each other. God bless you. I will still be with you in the forum, probably every day, reading and posting and saying hi. And if Walking Stick does want to talk, then I will, I'll put a little video together and I'll release it. How's that? It'll be on our forum. If you're not a member of our forum, you should. Go to ktfalways.com. Look at the little blue tab that says forum, click on it, and do the 3 things it says, wait 24 hours, and then come on in, be a part of our forum. It's free. The game has changed to a silent mode as we move forward and allow the suitable environment to take form. And for those of you that were on Friday Team Chat a couple of nights ago, the last thing I left you with was that it's in the contracts. But I can't go no further than that. Y'all take care of each other, love each other, respect each other, and pray for one another, okay? I love you. I'll see you soon. I hope before the 27th. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.